How's it going, gamers? RebelX here in the War Room, and today we're looking at Metal Gear Solid 5, The Phantom Pain, Tips and Tricks Part 3. This is where we'll be looking to get further upgrades for your mother base. What kind of new weapons did you get for Snake? How you get the lethal and very dangerous Assassin Quiet, along with the fact of what other upgrades you need to get for your helicopter to keep you in and out of danger, along with how can you disable the enemy's ability to getting more armored helmets, more type of communication devices, and so on and so forth. This and much more in our Tips and Tricks Part 3 vid. So sit back, relax, and hope you enjoy. So to kick things off, let's talk about one of the most essential weapons you need to get in this game once you've upgraded your R&D facility and gained a few more troops there, is to then buy a rocket launcher. Now, as you progress further on in the game, the enemy will bring out tanks and more armored vehicles. Combining your rocket launcher with your C4 charges, you will devastate the battlefield. As you just saw right there, I planted 3 C4 charges on the road and destroyed an enemy tank. Then followed up with my rocket launcher. I am trying to take out this high valued target. I don't need to take him alive or even try to capture him if I don't have to. And there you go, he's taken out. So, as I said before, you really want to focus on getting a rocket launcher and making sure you have your C4 charges. Now, when you're taking on enemy armored vehicles, such as an enemy tank, do not engage them in the front. The armor is the thickest in the front of an enemy tank. What you're going to want to try to do is trick the enemy into having their back face you. One of the things I've noticed is that once you've engaged an enemy tank, immediately drop down to cover and wait for the enemy tank. The tank will then move to try to get a better shot at you. But beforehand, the driver will have to move quite a distance forward before they can turn around and take another shot at you. In this time, you'll be able to then fire your rocket from behind and damage the tank. About 2 to 3 shots from behind will destroy an enemy tank. Another thing to keep in mind is that once any armored vehicle is on fire, don't bother wasting any more shots. It will explode in time. Now, to talk about Mother Base. Basically what you want to do is that once you've upgraded your R&D facility and support platform, you can then take your time and upgrade every facility by 1 level. Once that's done, you can then, I recommend you upgrade R&D again, followed by your combat unit, which we'll discuss in a minute. But the next thing you want to focus on in terms of buying upgrades is upgrade the helicopter. Now I know what you're thinking, well wait a minute, the helicopter just drops me off, I don't need to upgrade that thing. You're wrong. You need to upgrade the helicopter with better armor, flares, and better defensive weaponry. As you progress further on the game, the enemies will then start to attack you before the chopper even lands you. You can actually be killed when the chopper is shot down from the sky, so make sure you're upgrading the chopper at least a couple times while you're playing this game. The next thing you want to focus on then when you're doing combat missions to send people out for, try to do the missions you see highlighted here. These are actually storage shed destruction missions. These actually, when completed successfully, the enemy will then lose, say, flashlights to search for you, helmets to where they can no longer be able to protect themselves from headshots, gas masks, you name it. The mission structure will tell you what you'll gain if these missions are completed. Keep in mind, these are very tough missions. You could lose soldiers if you do these, but they do help you out on the battlefield just the same. So let's talk about a new type of enemy you'll be engaging in this game, these little mobile Metal Gears. Now these are really cool combat units. They are very tough though if you try to engage them on the field, but the best thing to do when you're taking on these enemies or any type of enemy is to sneak from behind and take them out. It's very simple to sneak up on these guys. One thing to keep in mind though is that because they're on these walkers, they can get a little bit of a distance from you while you're crouching. But luckily though, when time freezes, right when they spot you, this does give you the chance to slowly move behind them and pull them off this thing. What I recommend is that don't destroy these mobile walkers. Kill the driver and save the walkers for a couple reasons. The first one is that these walkers can take a lot of damage. Even with a rocket launcher, it'll take about 2 shots to destroy them, and the noise will just alert enemies. But the most important thing is that using these things on the field is just too damn cool. So you really do yourself a favor, try to silently take out the driver and take these things whenever you see them and take them for a spin. You will have so much fun taking down multiple enemies at once with these walkers. So really, in all honesty, if you can, try to capture one to take it back to Mother Base, so then you can start building one of your own. Now last, but certainly not least, let's talk about where you can get Quiet, the lethal sniper assassin in this game. You will be able to engage her actually at the ruins in Afghanistan. Once it comes over the radio that there's a sniper taking out Soviet patrols in the general area. Now, this battle with her is actually not that tough, but one of the things you want to keep in mind here though is that you want to make sure you have a long-range weapon, say a rocket launcher or a sniper rifle, to try to flesh her out. But at the beginning of the fight, the game will have you start off at the far end of the ruins. You're going to want to try to crouch down and make your way down by the riverbed. This will allow you to use the rocks for cover and make your way towards her. Now, once you get to the ruins, she's actually be leaping from this rooftop to another. She actually has the ability to jump at a great distance. Remember when you fought the Mist Squad? She's pretty much just like them. So once you've engaged her, she will then leap towards another section of the map. What you're going to want to try to do is try to flesh her out. One thing I recommend is using smoke grenades to try to blind her sight. She'll do one of two things. She'll either wait for you to come out of the smoke, or she will leap and go to her other point vantage, as you see right here. So, as you just see right there, I've thrown a smoke grenade, I've got her to move, and now I'm on the rooftop where she just was. Now, she's just moved to her other platform, I fired a rocket to flesh her out, now she's here, and then you can engage her. The thing you want to try to do is try to weaken her a little bit. But above all, you don't want to kill her, you want to take her alive. You want to basically take out either a stun machine gun or pistol, or your tranquilizer gun to take her out. Now, once she's taken some damage, she'll actually try to heal herself. You'll be able to tell where she is by a kind of this weird, like, rainbow-ish type of, I guess you could say she's trying to heal herself. Engage her, take a few shots with your tranquilizer or stun gun, she'll then make a run for it. Follow the dust. By following the dust, you'll be able to know where she's going. You also can turn on thermals to try to pick up where her trail is going as well, if you have that unlocked already, but follow the smoke. This works best during the daytime, but once you've weakened her a little bit, finish her off with a tranquilizer or stun gun. Do not try to kill her. You need her alive. She's a great buddy to take with you along with missions. But, however, the game does give you the option to take her out if you feel like you don't trust her. But for me personally, I highly recommend that you do take her in alive. She's a really, really cool buddy and great backup to use in this game. Alright gamers, that's all the time we have for today here in the War Room for our Metal Gear Solid 5, The Phantom Pain Tips and Tricks Part 3. We're going to be doing Part 4 tomorrow for you, so stay tuned for that. Also, if you like what you see, feel free to subscribe to the War Room. We're going to be doing a lot more gameplay tips and tricks videos on Metal Gear Solid, along with more blockbuster games as they come out later on this year. So, until then, we'll see you guys next time here in the War Room.